at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
And while they were here, they always wore masks.
So please, just get the damn vaccine.
This is mainly for current students of mine. This can also apply to former students of mine, and this can also apply to anybody's student. What should you be working on right now if you can't meet where you train because of the COVID-19 pandemic? I can't meet with my students right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic at the rec centers at the time of this video. So I'm going to, depending on how long this thing is, I'll see if there's some interest in online classes so we can go back to that. And we had actually been doing online classes during the pandemic before. So if you want to know more about that, go to the About tab for this channel. But let me ask again, what should you be working on if you can't get back together in person with your classmates and instructor? Your forms. Those of you who do punch kick styles, karate, taekwondo, tang sudo, kung fu, maybe Wing Chun too, I don't know. Because I don't know if Wing Chun has forms or not. You should be working on your forms, patterns, tools, pumseis, hyungs, whatever you call them, routines, whatever you call them. You should be working on that stuff where you punch and kick and beat up the air. If you were a boxing student, ask me how I know, because I was one briefly. Shadow boxing, anyone? You should be shadow boxing the air. Now, what if you're a grappling student? Because I also have a black belt in judo. If you were a grappling student, what should you be doing right now if you can't go back in person to your dojo? You know how to shrimp? You know how to do slap pulls? You know how to do Zempo Kaiten, right? You know how to fall and roll? Shadow grappling, anyone? Hey, man, throw a dobok around some pillows. Mix up styles. Sorry. Throw a gi around some pillows. Throw it around. I've had students for the judo part of what we do get a large teddy bear. Parents order a large teddy bear, go down to Home Depot around Christmas time, get a huge, gigantic teddy bear that's as big as a kid, throw a uniform on that bad boy or just a big shirt and have the child have at it. Throwing that teddy bear around, sweeping the teddy bear, pinning the teddy bear, putting the teddy bear in arm bars and chokes. Adults, get the Century grappling dummy. Now, the thing I don't like about the Century grappling dummy is that the arms are not anatomically correct. So the legs are too long and the arms are too short. But that does not mean you cannot get a good workout with that thing. I got the 120-pound one. In retrospect, that was just me and my ego. But it still gives me a good workout. I can put it on my back and do push-ups with it to get a burn that way. And if I want to practice the shoulder throw carries, like carry it down the mat, back the mat, throw uke. Pick up on the other side, carry uke, down the mat, back up the mat, throw uke. Like I did in practice, I can do that, and it feels 99% like I'm back in practice with somebody on my back. Okay? I've definitely been working on kata guruma with that thing. You can work on some throws. They may not be pretty, but you can work on throws with that. So don't act like you don't know what to do until we come back in person. Students of mine, former students of mine, or students of anybody else. Now, of course, now I'm going to be incriminating myself because the people who teach me will be like, yeah, have you been practicing? Yeah, I've been practicing like I normally did before the pandemic. I didn't really have much time to practice before the pandemic. So I do have a little bit more time now because I can work from home. So I don't lose the time commuting. But, if you're doing a throw style or, a grappling style, grapple with an imaginary opponent standing up, grapple with an imaginary opponent laying down. If you're a boxing student, throw some punches with an imaginary opponent. Do your bobbing and weaving and drills. Put a cord going across the room and bob and weave around that Work on bending those knees in your head motion. You got drills. Go online here, get some basic drills. If you want to cross train, now's a good time to cross train. Get some videos and look at some other styles and see what basics. Go to their basics videos. Okay, but my home art, my Taekwondoans. My home art Taekwondoans. That's my main art. We got a whole bunch of kicking drills we can do. We got jump kicks that we can do on the air. You were doing them on the air anyway when we were meeting in person, weren't you? Of course you were. If you want something to kick, save up your money. You or your parents, buy something that you can kick. Those of you who are poor and a little weird like I was, and you take cartoons literally like I did, I guess you could go outside and kick a tree, but please wear shoes when you do that. And realize that in those cartoons, they're kicking bamboo trees. And in those movies, they're kicking bamboo trees, not oak trees. Be careful of that before you mess up your feet. Ask me how I know. So there are things we can do. Work out by ourselves. Solo training. But the main thing I want to drive home again is this is what the forms were for. The forms, one of the main reasons is so that you can practice moving your body through space and time when there's nobody else there. So you have forms. And if you're Cecil Taekwondo, you know how to roll. And you have falls. And you can strap a slap pull. So don't tell me I don't know what to do. Next time I see you, don't act like you don't know what the first form is, at least. You should know that. Because you ought to know that enough to practice. And you can go to my channel. If you look through the playlist, I have for people who do Chang Han, ITF, General Choi type of forms. I varied them slightly. But if you know enough of those, you can modify it. You can go back to the way that you learned how to do it. Or you can learn it from me. I've broken all those forms down up to Gay Beck, step by step with the versions that I do. Also have a, what they call in Japanese, Naihanchi. What they call in Korean, Chulji Chodan, going sideways. I got a breakdown of me doing that, and I also have a tutorial of what I call basic form 1, what some people call Kibon 1, Kihon 1, Tega 1. What's the other one? I think you called it Chilcheon Ilu, something like that. The first form you learn down block punch, down block punch, down block punch, 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 down block punch, down block punch, down block punch, 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 down block punch, down block punch. Chunbi! That one. So you can practice that. As a matter of fact, regardless of your style, I would tell you to do that. And I put that back into my system because I think, honestly, I practiced that form for a year when I was totally between teachers. And I credit what I've been able to do since and everything with me spending a year practicing that pattern. Because once you learn that pattern, you learn how all patterns work. Shout out to Grandmaster Gishin Funakoshi. So you know what to practice. You know what to do. I don't need to beat this dead horse into the ground anymore. You got plenty to do. Practice. Do your forms. Peace.